Really great to be here. I'm Andres. I'm going to talk about some of my best tips on how to grow revenue in 2022. And if you're a sales leader like me, like many of us here, I think we can all agree on two things. One is there's so many opportunities right there out now to massively impact the way that you sell and the way that you grow revenue. But there are also some unique challenges that we face now. As we know that the remote way of selling and leading will probably be here to stay, even though we're moving into a post-COVID situation, that means that we need to think maybe in new ways. So I'm a big fan of the rule of three. So I will talk about three different things that I think is the most important things to focus on. And number one, as Chris also mentioned, is the people, the culture. That is the foundation. So that is the number one. Number two is having a buyer-centric view of the way you do business. And then number three is how you use and elevate data to take decisions. So you've heard these before, but I will try to put some of my words into this, and hopefully you can relate and get some inspiration. So first off, here at GetAccept, we talk about and we joke about that sales is HR and HR is sales. And I think it's true. It all starts with the team, and that is the most important things. So you need to have an engaged team. You need to have a team that feels that right where you have your workplace is where they want to be. And that is the foundation. There is such a huge demand for talent right now. I think we can all agree that it's maybe harder and harder to recruit. And more and more people are actually adding people to their sales teams. Although many years ago, we talked about maybe that the sales the sales would go down and be just automation sales, but it's actually quite the opposite. So focus on your team first, and that means your hiring, your onboarding, but also, of course, maybe having defined career paths for your sales team. Many that are working in sales now, they want to know, especially if they're quite junior, they want to know, okay, what's my next step? What can I develop into? So having that kind of clear career path, I think is going to be a vital thing for 2022. Secondly, it's the buyer experience. So whether you're using spin selling, maybe you're using medic, maybe using challenger sales, different ways of putting more or less the same words to your methodology, I think maybe now is actually really, really good timing to rethink how you do business. How are you being perceived when you do your meetings? How are you being perceived in between the meetings? When you follow up on your processes, when you try to involve all of the key stakeholders to try to help them take that decision. Hopefully that will be to partner up with you. As many researchers say, maybe especially Gartner, they come out with a study saying it's all about the best customer experience. The products are more and more similar out there. The offerings are more and more similar out there. It's all about how you make your customer feel throughout that buying cycle that will make a difference. And that will be the essence of why they choose you. So think about, for instance, how you can use video, social media, or even GIFs to stand out and be memorable in the sales process. And of course, also make it easy for your sales teams to have fresh and updated and easy accessible information that they can share in a nice way to your customers throughout their buying process, because it's not so much a sales process, it's more a buying process today. So the third one is data. And we all know data is gold. And I think there are a number of things that we as sales leaders need to think about when it comes to data. First off, maybe the obvious. You need to have control of your kind of key elements when it comes to your sales machinery. How many new opportunities are created? What is the ACV? How is the hit rate? And how many days does it take to close an average deal? If you're in control of those, then you have a foundation that you can work upon. And then, of course, you can divide that into different silos as well. But also thinking about your segmentation and ICP, I think as time changes so much now, and the different verticals will be winners and with different verticals will be losers for sure in the new way of working. It's really good to have a kind of internal challenger mode and always think about, should we redo our segmentation and our ICP? So that is always updated. And lastly, make sure that you follow your cohorts, meaning that you look at your customers that you've closed on a historical period and see how they develop over time. Maybe you can see that some segments or some sizes, they scale much quicker than others. And then, of course, you should double down on that, where you should maybe spend less focus on the ones that probably wasn't that good fit. So these are really, really important data metrics to have in mind. And if you have that, then you have the foundation of making good decisions, along with, of course, the most important thing. So coming back to a summary, it is first off, start with the team, start with the people and make them feel engaged. That is the foundation. And then on top of that, we can build the processes. Then we can build on how we actually sell and then use data to take decisions. So that is my top 3 tips. And I promised our marketing general that I would mention one thing. So maybe you don't see it now, but I have this awesome t-shirt here that says, I got 99 problems, but closing deals ain't one. So if you want one of these bad boys, then just write GetAccept or even your name maybe in the comment field, and we'll make sure to bring you a t-shirt. So it's a very rare limited edition. So I hope that will something that you can like.
Awesome.
Thank you.